Boop. Beep beep boop. Beep boop boop beep. Spoodaloop. Boop boop boop. Beep ba ba da. Beep ba beep da. Spa-da-da-da beep da. Oh shoot, maybe I should have named it that. Ba-da-da. Ba-ba-da. Ba-da-da. Is it too late? Does it let you do that? Da-da. I think I have to go here. Give the old clickety wickety. If not, I don't care. Ah. Well, how do I save the... Oh. Now how do I refresh? Boop. Hello. There we go. I had to rename my stream. Oh yeah, maybe the new... Might be the first time I get to play one of these crystals. Not sure why we like other equipment. Whenever deals combat damage, draw a card, cast a spell for you. Yeah, why do we like other equipment with Godo? Wow, 6% of Godo decks don't have Helm. That's nuts. That's kind of crazy. Like, how do you play Godo and not put this in the deck? Yeah, I'm a Godo player, but I don't have this. Like, huh? It is 5. Whenever going attacks, tap out. Do I run Mox Amber? There is a pretty good chance I should, but we'll see. About the bully people. Well, maybe, I don't know. It's not... There's historic brawl players probably aren't the most aware of what this can do, so I'm sure there's some kind of exploitative spazazz going on here. This is Godo. Oh, the Aether Spark is so interesting. It's so interesting. Ugh. But alas, I see not a reason to run it. Yeah, it's Helm of the Host. I don't really think you should play Godo without Helm of the Host. But apparently 6% of players do. And 94% of players always run it. That poor 6%. Maybe they don't know it exists. No. I was about to play it today, but then I realized it's mono blue, and the things you copy in mono blue aren't really that great. Like, at all. Copying fetch lands is cringe. Gamble. I think Gamble will ruin the game for me. I'm not going to run Gamble. What does this do? Okay. This is fine, right? I don't see this too much anymore, but I think you could probably play this in this deck. With a ton of spells. This is can be really good. Millennium Calendar? Maybe there's enough problems that Fry makes sense. No, probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I lied. Yeah, if you leave your opponent in a position where they can't deal with Gogo, I'm sure the calendar will get there. It's the same with the Vortex Pinnacle, right? You got to put 100 charge counters on it and you win the game. It's like if they don't, no one can do anything about it. Bloop. Just lights out. Vortex Pinnacle is probably scarier because it's pretty easy to make infinite mana. so that one doesn't need much help. You're like, all right, make infinite mana and then just cast it like out of hand and then do I win? Although it's always been weird as an infinite mana payoff because you could just also cast like anything else that's good in other scenarios that would win immediately, like Craterhoof Behemoth or the Green Suns Pact, or the new Green Suns Zenith, the second one, or Finale of Devastation with infinite mana. Just something that would also do something outside of a combo turn. Well, the stadium has to proliferate, right? I thought. Don't you have to, like, swing or something? Oh, no, it just gives you a counter on upkeep, right? If you don't get attacked. Oh, we like Blood Moon. I've only played against Godo once, and I wasn't able to interact with them. So they played like 55 lands and then just cast Godo and I died. Yep, Urza's here. I kind of like Flare. Yeah, Banefire as well, yep. Yeah, we're doing Helm of the Spaghetti Noodle. I'm not making infinite mana. Can you make infinite mana? How do you make infinite mana as red? You can generate a ton of mana with all the, like, the Burgy stuff. What? Why specifically Ironcrag? We have Combat Celebrant. I don't know about Neheb. But that's not infinite mana, right? I was curious about mana. What does this do? Wait, this is an uncommon? What? When did that happen? Repeated reverberation, just scam someone with a I actually have not played this in a Chandra deck. Pretty sure I should have had this in, like, wait. Oh, never mind, never mind. That's probably what happened last time. I thought it gives you more loyalty. It doesn't do that. It's poop. Went back to being poop. Probably could run Ujin. I don't think I like Glorybringer, but I also don't dislike it. What does this do? Jaya Ballard? No. Brass's Bounty is probably interesting. It's hard to cast that one. What about you? Don't really have a reason to run that instead of a mountain. Yeah, let me try Brass's Bounty. I can't really risk exiling the top of my deck. Probably not a great idea. Well, I'm a Star of Extinction enjoyer. What's the treasure token one? I don't think you can Red Suns. Really? No, you can't cast Wish. I don't know if Karn, the Great Creator, can find exiled artifacts. Might be disabled in Historic Role. I've never seen it happen. There's like a bird outside and it sounds miserable. It's the most miserable sounding bird I've ever heard. You can't return exiled stuff with Karn? Oh, I haven't seen it before. Yeah, Hell to Pay is kind of funny. I like Hell to Pay. What? Ha, ghost face. Whoops. I'm surprised you haven't seen this cast on me before. I've seen this more and more recently. I don't know if I really like it, though. Kinda don't like this. Kinda don't like this. There's a Wu-Tang video game coming out apparently. So it's definitely around the corner. Could try Chain to the Rocks. It's usually pretty good decks like these. Oh. Hmm. Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's dumb. Oh, that's so stupid. I've only seen it in that one combo deck with Crucius. But, yeah, this works. Oh, man, that's so weird. I'm surprised I don't see that more. What? You're saying words. Okay, Gamble is actually played like really heavy, which I didn't expect. The One Ring. Why do we want Goblin Engineer? Search your library for an artifact. Put it to your graveyard. Why would I ever want this? I don't think I want that. No. I could sack a treasure, but why would I? Kind of like Runaway Steamkin. This could be hard to do. So this with the Goblin is interesting. Outside of the Goblin, it's not interesting. Maybe it's worth it. Doesn't feel great. Magma Quake is nice. I think I want Winter Moon. Embercleave? What? What's Gil? It's just Godo, not Go-Go. So you just get Helm and swing with infinite Godos and win. How do we use other equipment? How are they relevant? I don't get it. I can't find 2 equipment. When it enters, you swing, untap it, and all. It doesn't save you from an answer. And I don't know what Embercleave is doing. I don't know why we want that one. This one attaches for free. You could just simply have it, but I can't, like, get this with Godo. I need to win the game. Maybe. No, Godo doesn't do it twice. Not even on attack. Honestly, if they remade the card, it probably would actually do it on attack. But it's just so old, right? Such an old card. We can try Mithril Coat. I don't really I don't see it ever mattering. I mean, this is just like a super vulnerable thing. It's just the nature of it. Could play... I think Ujin is possible. It's kind of... I think Ujin's possible. Yeah, when I played against it, my opponent played it like 3 times before I lost. Honestly, I was aware of the combo and I just decided to kill it repeatedly for some reason. Yeah, it doesn't need to stay alive to get the equipment, but it does need to live inside a combat. Like, you have to, like, put the equipment on it and then swing. You have to accomplish that. I don't like... Mithril Coat just doesn't show up at the same time. Like, I have to have it out of hand. It doesn't... I actually kind of like both Ujins, which is funny. I'd say this one's a little bit more reliable. I can easily take him out now. I thought I was going to go a day without using a mythic. It's like, it's a rare. But then, of course... Yeah, it's old. What? Iron. Yeah. I thought it was iron. I thought it was iron this whole time. This is played in Muxus. And Charbelcher. Untimely Malfunction would add 2 mana to the turn I'd go off, wouldn't it? That doesn't really help. If I have 11 mana. If you have 14 mana, it's good. Ironcrag actually works. It's funny I've never played this, but I've seen it all over the place. Yeah, I'd say it works. It's kind of weird. It's like really weird. It's kind of sad. It's like a sad card to me, but you know what? It works. Probably get rid of Flare of Duplication at this point. Yeah. You spent 5 mythics on Baitor? Oh no. I think, oh no. And that's the Obzon one, right? Where I, for some reason, Winter Mooned it like 3 games in a row. No, I think it was Blood Moon. I Blood Mooned like 3 Baitor players in a row. Alright, we're going to start here. Because I somehow... Yeah, we're starting here. Okay, we're here with Gilgamesh, Weapon Collector, 6 mana, 3/3. It is Godo, if you're familiar with Godo, a really old card at this point. It's a human barbarian. When it enters, you search your library for an equipment, put it in play. And when it swings for the first time, you untap this and all samurai you control, and there's another combat phase. So, yeah. You can copy Godo with Helm of the Host. This is a very... I mean, this card is the reason anyone would ever think to play Godo, in my opinion. There's a ton of equipments that are played. I was looking at EDH rec lists, which, again, it's a multiplayer format, it's different. But, you know, just get a general idea. There's 6% of people that just don't have this in their Godo deck. I don't know if it's because they don't, like, have the money for one, forgot about it, or just out of spite refuse to play this in their Godo list, but it's kind of the only reason I think Godo is remotely viable. Especially enough, you know, ever-increasing power levels as Magic the Gathering has gone on. Like, Godo is not too welcoming to the things it's expected to play against. This is extremely vulnerable. However, it could be resilient if you have enough mana to do it like 3 times and your opponent just can't continuously kill it. So maybe it's possible. A ton of mana, a ton of treasures, mana rocks. Ujin actually seems interesting here. At the very worst, it's like an uncounterable Vindicate on maybe something you really want to answer, and that's alright, even though, you know, it dies on a counterspell, but I don't know, I like it. If you get to its ultimate, it's nice. Caldera Breaker is interesting as well. It can get exiled and stuff, but who knows? Maybe you don't need more mountains, and then you're not sad that they're all gone. But if it dies and you get a bunch of mountains, then boom. Same with Brass's Bounty. You play this, and then next turn you most assuredly are ready to do the thing. A ton of sweepers, a ton of burn spells, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I suspect this to die a lot. It is quite vulnerable. You could play more equipment like Mithril Plate. We were thinking about that one earlier. I could just put that on here. But then if you get Mithril Plate and this is indestructible, and then your opponent cannot kill it, then you actually can't get Helm of the Host out of your deck because it's sitting in play and it can't die. So it's not really great to get as your first equipment. Like, you really want to get this as your first one. And yeah, you can then equip this and swing, right? Which you want to do. But now you have to, like, swing to get a trigger for Mithril Plate. But your opponent just doesn't let you go to combat. I don't know. I don't think other equipment are worth thinking about when you're all in on Helm of the Host, but we'll see. Galvanic Discharge? Isn't that the, No, I'm thinking of Galvanic Relay. Well, that's a funny first game. So I can just do it at my leisure, but the problem is without haste... How do I win? How do I win without haste? Can I win without haste? Having to run haste enablers is like really, really sad. Does Swift Spear's spaghetti noodles work forever on the same card? Is that a perpetual? No, we went through this, right? It's like a boon. It's a boon or something. I can't believe my opponent had a mana rock on turn 2 as Ujin. That's just crazy. Well, they can't exile my equipment, so I don't think Wish would fundamentally do anything here. Another 2-mana Mana Rock, by the way. They top decked a land. The heck is this? Okay, they top decked another land, by the way. Top decked another land. So I can cast this, get a bunch of treasures. I could just cast this and put damage on their face, but that doesn't seem super productive. I don't know. I've never cast this before, so I'm going to cast it. And I might as well cash some of these in. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have the mana, but we just don't have the haste. I can't find Arena of Glory. Oh, yep. That figures. Alright, my opponent has just top-decked out of their problem. They literally just kept a 2-mana Mana Rock, and then they just top-decked out of that issue. Like, they haven't... We dealt with both, and they just found their way right out of it. So there's no good artifact, and now with Ujin I can't play anything. I could play Gilgamesh, but again, there's no way to give it haste. Could just play it to get Helm, but it's not going to work after that. Do we have haste with Inventor's Fair? Pretty sure we don't. Yeah, this doesn't work without haste, so... I guess I'm just casting this? And do I kill Karn? I think I do, actually. That seems really stupid. Honestly, everything we're doing is kind of just sad here. The only out I have is some kind of haste. If we had it, we would have won on the spot, but we just... I don't think I can Inventor's Fair for anything either. What we can do is... No, that doesn't work either. Why does the token having haste matter? Oh, chat, did we blunder? Did I blunder? Looks like I might have blundered. I think we might have blundered. So we kill Ujin? I think I might have messed this up here. Might have messed this up, chat. The One Ring, more mana. I think I'm interested in just more mana here. Well, this doesn't do anything, right? Can I beat that? Can they... I'm not sure how they screw up my turn. Okay, Kozilek screws it up. Alright, Kozilek does it, yep. My opponent was playing all the unnecessary expensive jank, but yeah, alright, we made a mistake. That's fine. Miscount it. No, they steal 2 turns, but I get 3. But I lose my commander, so... I completely spun that right out of the window. Frisbeed it right out of the window. Whoops. It's funny, I actually would not have taken Ruby Medallion. None of these are exciting. Maybe Crows and Grip is, though. Burn down the house is meh. Well, actually, I don't like Strangle. So, Glorybringer? I guess? Oh, I can't. Never mind. So... Goblin Engineer? I don't really... Just put something I don't care about too much. Well, maybe something I could at least get with my engineer. It's not really anything exciting, actually. So... Yeah, nothing exciting. Well, Portal to Phyrexia to go in the graveyard. I don't know what I can do with it. Well, this certainly feels a bit over. Let's see, if I cast it... Yeah, this doesn't feel good here. I still prefer Mithril Plate, probably. Oh, we sure played a game there. I just sort of watched my opponent do stuff. Sure did play a game. More equipment does not solve any of our issues, but okay. Yeah, I guess... No, wait. Yeah, we're Power Stones in here. I think it is. If not, I guess I'll replace Palladium Mirror. Oh, I think it is, though. It should be. Unless I didn't see it in the Goblin Engineer list, but I'm pretty sure it is. What? Opponent just has think twice, I guess? What does this do? Non-creature spell? So in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have kept this hand, huh? Probably not. It had a bunch of exciting cards in it, but I forgot I was playing Timeless. You can't do nothing for 2 turns, you just basically lose instantly when you do nothing for 2 turns. Yep. Well, I guess we played lands. And then lost. Oh, it's not in here. Whoops. That's funny. Why do we want Expedition Map? Let's get rid of Star of Extinction. Doesn't feel good. I don't really like Portal to Phyrexia. I guess Expedition Map can find Cavern Souls. That's funny. I don't think a haste land is solving our problems, but... Oh my... What? I'm not playing Galvanic. Why do we want this? I don't want this. I don't know why I want Galvanic Discharge. The haste wasn't the problem with the helm. We were incorrect about that in that game. That wasn't the issue. The issue was I didn't win. That was the issue. I just didn't win when I could have. Well, none of this is great against this. Come on. Ugh. I think I have enough 1-minute interaction, but we'll see. Alright, I'll take a Thoughtseize. That's fine. That works out. How do you not take Ragavan? Alright, because we have an answer to Ragavan, that's why. Fascinating. Imagine I was on the play, chat. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Yeah. got to be kidding me, bro. You've got to be kidding me. Mandatory needs to leave this format. It just turns everything you've done before it into, like, irrelevancy. Fine. I don't think I own Fury, right? That's the one I'm missing? Yeah, I don't own Fury. I just crafted Grief, so who knows how long it's going to take me to get a Fury, but I don't own one. It's alright. It's alright. It would go in here for sure. No. Buried Ruin. Mox Amber does work for the turn I try to do my thing. I think a Buried Ruin's okay. Buried Ruin might be even slightly better than okay sometimes, so. If I've tested to see how up and down your deck gets, depending on, like, strong, quote-unquote, strong cards. It's kind of all over the place. This hand is perfect, but it has Helm in hand. I don't think I care about that. That is my entire game plan, yep. And we're going to sit here and I mean, we technically did it the first game. I just didn't move the equipment. But we technically did it once, in theory. Helm of the Host in play is it doesn't really change anything. They discarded Valgavoth. Oh, that's great. So, Ornithopter? Because the One Ring is not... It doesn't matter. Come on, bro! Come on! Oh my goodness. What do you want from me? What am I supposed to do? Come on. How do you do it? Someone tell me. How is it done? Let me know. Let me know how it's done. Oh my god. Alright, well, Mana Drain, Dark Ritual, Reanimate. That format apparently doesn't like Godo. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? The Llanowar Elves, Mana Drain, Mana Tithe, Dark Ritual format doesn't let you play Godo. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm on the play. I have every advantage I need. Let's go. Well, they probably don't play Jace next turn, which is really nice. Oh, wait, no. If they do play Jace, it's nice. I mean, I said it backwards. Wow, a gate. I would never play this in a mono blue deck. Alright, they don't, so we probably now just lose. Can't really play around anything. I would miss this the least. Oh my goodness. Oh. 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 Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, this is great. Buckle up, boys. Boys and girls, buckle up. We're in for a ride. That's good. Early interaction against this deck's not great, so I don't think I like this. Oh, Helm of the Host, buddy. What's up? What are you trying to tell me? Why are you always here? What's going on? All of this is fine. This is probably the least... Nah, let's get rid of that, I think. You... This happened last time. Someone, like, played this and then played it, like, on turn. I don't know, that was weird. I still don't like this. Let's... Actually, no. None of that matters if they don't have Mox Amber. You need Mox Amber, otherwise this actually doesn't matter in turn 2. Okay. Chrome Mox all the same. Okay, chat. I mean, it's... I'm playing against the people that say this is busted when you have the perfect thing every game. I don't know what to tell you. Yep. Yeah, this is great on turn 3 when you always have it. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I should have just said Mox, not just Mox Amber, because there's 2 of them. Alright, well, you let me know when I get to play the game. I'll wait. That's fine. Can I survive without the buried treasure in play? That might be too slow. Yep, alright. Well, again, this card is irrelevant. Like, this doesn't matter. Oh, look what it did. But it doesn't matter. This is all that mattered. Like, alright. That's all that mattered. Was the Chrome Mox. Or the... Yeah, the Chrome Mox. That Shaman doesn't... It literally snowball win more. It's completely irrelevant. Okay, so every opponent has done, like, the best thing their deck can do so far against us, except the Ujin player. Everyone else has done the best thing possible. Maybe you should just mulligan mindlessly for Mox as Vivi every single game. I would hear someone out if they said that was what you're supposed to do. Because that's what it seemed like. That's the punish for playing a tap land. Unbelievable I played a tap land. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, I can't play around this all the time. I can't play around everything everyone has. Just can't do that. So this, get rid of that. Play Power Stone. We can play this next turn. If it dies, am I screwed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm close to being screwed if it doesn't work. But not, like, completely and utterly screwed if it doesn't work. Man, this would be so different. It'd be so much better if it made, if it did that other thing. If it made treasure tokens, it would be cracked. I didn't even look at the cards my opponent just got, actually. That was probably... yeah, if it dies, I win. If it gets exiled, I don't lose, so... There's not a big incentive to kill it. It is just a 6/6. You can let it hit you a few times, so they don't really have to kill it. Well, we can't draw any mountains, so that's pretty cool. None of that kills my thing. Of course. Why wouldn't we have an exile, chat? You let me know. Why wouldn't the Rocco opponent have an exile? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope my opponent isn't expecting me to do the thing. Well, we played it, and then it got exiled. The first time we played it. No, we need 11. Well, if this was Bone Horde, I actually couldn't have done it. You may discard a card if you do draw, so it doesn't work. Okay. No shot you have Swords of Plowshares. They just have Lightning Bolt. Of course they do. Why not? This doesn't change anything. We don't need this. In fact, it probably shouldn't even be in the deck. They're playing Jetmir? What? Okay, that's weird. Well, it seems like that was their one and only answer, so... Now are we screwed? I can't tell. Did we still get there? Oh, silly me. No, of course not. Why would we, right? If I untapped... Yeah, we would have got there. Alright. Yeah, perfect answer, perfect answer, perfect answer. They had to perfectly exile my thing as well, because if they didn't, I could cast Godo multiple times in the same turn. So, they literally had absolute and utter perfection. Infinite perfect answers. They played a bunch of random jank stuff that didn't matter. I just got hosed by removal. No, the orange chant goes away. And they also didn't have mana to cast it anyways that turn. They couldn't have cast it. They wouldn't have done anything. Bitter Reunion hasn't felt exciting either. Maybe that could come out. Yeah, there's probably a better card than this. I don't know what it is, but... I had to think about Treasured Strike It Rich for a while there. Oh, we're back to thinking. Interesting. Oh, figured it out. Or not. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. Oh. The slowest VV player plays the slowest card in the game. Tragic. Actually, they did that pretty quickly. Alright, so if they do cast Mana Drain, I suppose, in all honesty, I wouldn't be too surprised. Can try to play around it. I would imagine they get Mana Drain because it's a I win the game card. Okay, well, they didn't cast it, so you cast it here? Do you even care about this? I probably wouldn't. No, alright. So I feel like they still got Mana Drain, they just didn't cast it. Gambling from Mox? Maybe at this point it doesn't matter. They already have a treasure. I don't think it matters anymore. It could have no, it didn't gamble for a land. I don't think it was Mox. Yeah, it wasn't Mox. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, we need 11. I don't know why I'm even counting right now. Let's play you. You. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically 10, 11? I don't know why we want Swiftfoot boots. Chat, why are we hung up on haste? Why are we so hung up on haste? What's going on here? I don't understand. Alright, well, it isn't mana drain. I'm in absolutely no position to play around anything, so I did not do that. And I'm not gonna spin the Celestias. Just gonna let it sit. Alright, I have all the mana I need. Opponent just full stop didn't do anything. That's curious. Let's cast Koth. Ooh, Koth is a good bait. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Okay. They countered it with a weird counter spell that they did not have earlier. Did not have that card before. We're almost to the point where you can do it like twice in the same turn because of that offer you can't refuse. Can we find... No. Not currently. Alright, they drew the mountain for the turn, so the hand is not new. They did not play this last turn, and it was in their hand. So, most assuredly leaving up a wall of counterspells. And let us... I think at this point we can get rid of this. I don't need all that mana. It also helps me against River's Rebuke. Same with this thing. Yeah, I can probably lead with this, actually. Galvanic Blast is interesting. Okay. I don't know if I'm winning a draw-go game. Alright, they drew another land for the turn. They did not get a Steam Vents. Okay. Why did they crack now? I'm not sure. Cyclonic Rift? No? I don't know. Red Elemental Blast? That would be nice. Even Blue Elemental Blast. I think both would be pretty nice. The red one would be a lot more useful, though. Blue one's not really that exciting. They're definitely doing math here and decided it was not worth going for whatever it was here. Okay, not what I wanted. Blood Moon does literally nothing. Do I have ways to get rid of this? Out of hand? I guess I do, but maybe... I don't know. It stops the village. That doesn't do anything. This just shaves them down a blue source. And maybe they don't have many more blue sources or something? I don't know. Looting it away with Blood Moon was probably better. I mean, Celestius. Okay, well, that's more mana. Can't recast that. This is where we would want Eldrazi. We could probably think about running Eldrazi, so when you get in games like this, I have something to do. But the problem is I have to get to this point still. That hasn't just happened because I want it to, but... it's not likely for me to die here, so it's interesting. I'm going to sorcery speed my... Well, if it oh, I missed my opportunity. It's not too big of a deal, but I would have liked to have done this main phase. Not really a big deal, though. I don't think they can do anything about it. They need to leave out interaction. I'm sure there's a card we could replace for Untimely, but I don't think it's really solving the issue. I mean, opponent, you can't... this much thinking, there's no way you're tapping out. That doesn't track. Okay, that's not what we wanted. Can I... Yes, still... Yeah, I can. Oh, I might have missed tapping the stockpile for a turn there. Okay, game. Alright, so I can recover from the first counterspell. And hopefully it forces the use of treasure tokens. Which would be ideal. So I want to see them use treasure. If it's a 1 minute, if it's like wash away, then this is like absolutely atrocious. Okay, it's mana drain. So they probably did gamble for mana drain a long time ago. And we're just seeing it now. That would make sense. It was still the worst card to see here by like a metric boatload. But I mean, what do you want me to do about it? I didn't draw a Cavern of Souls. No way you also have River's Rebuke? Okay. Grape Shot? What? Didn't that just kill me if they cast it? Watch him cast Teamer Battle Rage or something. That'd be funny. Not sure what we're thinking about. Okay. Well, they did all that stuff. I have to decline. I drew the Helm of the Host! No way. Does that ruin it? Are you serious? Wait, hold on, wait. Does that ruin it? Five, 6, 7. Okay. If that ruined it for me, I would have probably just stopped streaming. I would have just stopped streaming. I can't believe I just drew that. I swear I thought I didn't have the mana for this. I can't. Bro, imagine I used the Celestius and I milled it. I almost used this. Bro, if I milled Helm of the Host there, I would have, like... Wizards doesn't want me to play. That's what this tells me. Bro, that was a 1 in 73. Like, I can't believe that almost happened. That's insane. I cannot believe that almost happened. Wow. Oh, man. This is just not... It's not liking me, man. It's not... It doesn't want me to play the game. Oof, good thing I didn't have the face cam on today. I'm literally doing cartwheels in my room. Like, I'm spinning out and backflipping. And... Alright. Let's turn Arena of Glory into a relevant land. I almost had a heart attack. Well, we know about mana drain, so I don't agree with that at all. But you can play like that if you choose. I don't play like that almost ever. I don't think that's right. Thought-Knot Seer is actually fine. This is actually just maybe okay. Might just be solid. Both Emrakul's are viable. Maybe more Ulamog because it comes in before I get to 11 mana. Right? These don't do that, so maybe this is just a little bit more interesting. Harrogast doesn't seem productive. I actually really do like Thought-Knot Seer. That's funny. What about Sire? No, that's not solving problems. The Lizard? What? What? Why would I play this? Why would I ever play this? Why would anyone play this? This doesn't do anything. Unless I'm not understanding. Whenever a player casts a non-creature... Okay. So... Why would I play this? If anything, it pokes me a bunch. I do like a bunch of 1 damage to myself from mana rocks. That doesn't stop anything. I'm not aware. For Vivi? It doesn't do anything against Vivi. I mean, it does when they play 15 spells, but it doesn't when they play 10. Does it? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, So they're stuck, quote unquote, playing 6 spells before it goes over 25. I'm not ever dealing faced damage, right? So. No, that doesn't. Yeah, 10 spells is 55. I think it's 7 spells? You can't cast an 8th. So it's like 7 spells before they die at 25 life. Let's say they play 2 fetch lands. It's still 7. No, I don't think restricting the VV players to under 8 spells does anything at all. I don't think that. I wouldn't do it if it restricted them to 5 spells. I still don't think that does anything. Tybalt's Trickery? If we have 13 mana instead of 11? Or, like, earlier? I wouldn't say it does anything outside of specifically Storm, no. And there's only like 1 Storm Commander being played, and it doesn't really ever storm off. It just casts like 4 spells and you lose. So no, it just doesn't do anything. It is like the least effective way to deal with VV, in my opinion. It does almost absolutely nothing against even like mono red Ral Zarek wouldn't care about that. The Ral Otter wouldn't care about it. The Rebound Narset wouldn't care about it. VV doesn't care. Valdric doesn't care. No. I've never seen that card before. Never even heard of it, actually. I'm sure someone's tried it. I've never seen it in play before. Alright, this dragon hasn't worked. Still like it, though. I don't think that's the dragon's fault. Goblin Engineer milling... Yeah. I kind of don't like Trash for Treasure, because it hasn't done anything. I think I would prefer Faithless Looting instead of Trash for Treasure, honestly. No, I have to keep this in. I could run Fabled Passage for a waste. Phyrexian Scrapyard can turn dead cards into real ones? I don't think Radiant Fountain would have done anything in any game. Ujin's Labyrinth technically gives me mana, but very rarely. Remember that one game someone had Azor's Gateway and it flipped perfectly? It was like they activated it every turn after they played it and flipped it instantly. Oh, it was crazy. Maybe that was a historic game. No, it was a historic brawl. I think it was. It was like an angel deck or something. And then they cast something with all the mana. It was unbelievable. I've never seen it before. They had the perfect curve for it. It was nuts. It's actually very difficult to pull it off. It's only gotten harder too, I would say. As decks basically stop running things that cost more than 3, it's actually just like harder and harder to really flip this. Not saying we're gonna play it, but it's just funny. That's your secret tech? Oh no. I'm sorry I ousted you. Treasure Vault? It can be good. It can be good. It is an artifact, and it can get blown up because it's an artifact. So, You can try it. I've almost never used it when I had it in play. Alright, that's probably good enough for lands. Let's look at the card I gotta take out. Could run this, you know? It's like a strike it rich that dies to all the removal my opponent hasn't used on anything, because I had no creatures. This is alright. I think I'm more comfortable with this being a mana rock. This is not bad. I would say there's probably a card in my deck that is worse than this. So, shouldn't be too bad. We haven't Blood Mooned anyone. You like Willy Goblin more? It's kind of the same. Same, but different. We don't think we can play Nykthos. There's a vastly higher chance this matters more than the Barbarian. But, I don't know. Just a straight up mana dork. Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Beautiful. The problem is all my red board wipes, which, to be honest, haven't come up too much. Yeah, that's true. There is Hex, which I think I actually do own that. Oh, I thought I did. I thought I owned this. Where did I play this? Oh, never mind. It was a legacy game on Magic Online. Never mind. That's where I played it. Palantir's okay. It's like our Phyrexian Arena, which I think we're interested in. So. Will leave worse than the treasure loot wicket roll? Yeah. It's just another version of this that does less things. I almost think this is better than the Barbarian. I really... The problem with this card is... Oh no, I lost it. Don't worry, I'll find it. Did I not put it... Oh yeah, the problem with this card is it's going to die to a ton of my board wipes. And if I'm playing no creatures, my opponent has like one target for 55 removal spells in their deck. Because like they only need one for this. So I don't think... This is unreliable, especially if I just smash it with sweepers all the time. And I don't even know if I like this either. I feel like I don't want these. The creatures that just make a treasure token, just play a mana rock. Alright, because I have to make room for winning, I'm just not going to run Blood Moon. Probably Winter Moon too. Like, those cards can win on their own, but I want to, like, actually try to win with this. So. This for 2 mana, killing a mana dork is kind of why I like it. I get a treasure out of it. There's definitely better removal spells. I could literally just run a mana rock instead. I don't know. I'm still on this. Count on luck? What? We can't play this. We'll just exile the Helm of the Host and lose the game. Can't play that. I'm just gonna end up exiling expensive cards early that I lose access to. It's not worth risking losing Helm of the Host. Knowing me and the games we've played, we know that's going to happen. First time I play it, it's going to instantly exile Helm of the Host, so I'm going to lose. I don't think those cards are necessary. But I wouldn't fault someone for trying them. Oh look, it's an on-the-play Tamiyo player. No way. No way. Surely this strangle keeps us in the game long enough for the rest of the game to matter. Surely. Oh wow, they didn't have it on turn 1. That is, I think, the first time I've seen that. On the play Tamiyo, and it just didn't go for it. It's a bit odd. They also just didn't get an island. Another highly unusual thing. Very strange. I imagine they have an island, yeah. What are you doing? Okay, this is insane. It's kind of sad because them not going for it on right away is looks like it might work out for them. It's unfortunate, but that's why you do it. That's why you do it the way you do. I'd be a little bit blown away if they just didn't use Tamiyo. I had a mulligan for an answer to Tamiyo, which left us in a position to not cast anything for the first 3 turns of the game, which one could argue is probably worse than killing Tamiyo. But, I don't know. I think the game is over if they just untap with it. Like, it actually just is over if they untap with it. So, like, I have to mulligan for this. But not doing anything for 3 turns is borderline lights out in Historic. Yeah, we can take out Bitter Reunion as well. Cathartic Reunion might just be slightly better. That was the weirdest thing. I don't know what's going on over there, but it was a very strange opening sequence from the opponent. Very strange. It probably is not going to matter in any conceivable way, but it was strange. This is an instant. Is my phone dead? No, it's not dead. Wow, they didn't do anything? They didn't do anything? Okay, so we missed Thought-Knot the least, right? There's no real incentive for me to cast this. Doesn't make sense. Oh, actually, let's find out. Alright, so it's a castable spell if I don't do anything. Which just, yeah, we're just sending this. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really care if they counter it, right? Unless it's Mana Drain. But I can't play around Mana Drain, so... They want to flip Tamiyo instantly? Oh, I guess yeah. That would be... It would appear to be the case. Opponent just got rid of these two. I'm kind of a bit surprised Gilgamesh Godo plays against Tamiyo. It's very weird. I feel like a lot of the matchups we've had have been like really, really atrocious, like extremely offensive matchups. But maybe that's because this is new and they haven't weighted these yet. That could be the case. Because I don't think I have any business playing against Tamiyo. Like, ever. I don't think it's even winnable, right? Like, my opponent could probably skip 2 turns. Like, I could start the game with 3 lands, and I would probably still lose. I know that sounds pretty extreme, but I think I'm 100% right. If I started the game with 3 lands, I think I still lose. I don't know. All right, my opponent's having to think about things that I find blatantly obvious, so I'm just moving on. I don't know why they're thinking about anything. Just cast your cards. You're so far ahead. I could probably Again, you could probably skip a turn, and I still think I lose. Like, full stop. Oh, wait, let's take out Reunion. Like, Eureka, I've seen Eureka all over the place, and it feels really oppressive for weaker strategies. I've seen the other one, whatchamacallit. Tifa's kind of back and forth. I don't know. It does kind of, like, one-shot people. But I have still seen it all over the place. And we're seeing Godo all over the place, so... I don't know... There's not much I can do to, like, nerf my deck to have weaker opponents. The cards I'm running aren't even particularly scary except Ulamog, and that just showed up, so... Maybe if I took out Ujin, we can play against Jank. Doesn't seem realistic, though. Okay, maybe the expensive creatures... Yeah, maybe this is just wrong. Ujin hasn't done anything a single game. I don't think that's going to change. More mana sources are fine. More targeted removal is also fine. I'm not going to run Snowlands for the Snowbolt. Yeah, I've seen Nashi. I actually... Oh, I wish I recorded it. I had a 30-minute game as Nashi playing against Eureka 2 nights ago, and it was such a good game. It was so back and forth. Man, it was such a good game. I think I'm on gamble at this point. I mean, this entire strategy is gambling, so let's put gamble in here. Boop boop. Yeah, if we played an all equipment and then things to actually equip deck, we'd probably have a better time against some decks, but that still leaves Godo to be completely useless. What's Galvanize do? Nothing. The artifact that makes things expensive on not your turn? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I don't own it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Defense Grid is pretty good. It's actually a good idea. We'll try Defense Grid. It could get someone. Now, Defense Grid usually just gets counterspelled, but it's alright. It's alright. Yeah, if I keep my opponent busy with stuff earlier, then it would be nice to have Gilgamesh at the end of it all. But at that point, it's like, good luck getting to 11 mana. But it's probably what you have to do. It's probably what you just have to do. Every other opponent has been VV. I'm not gonna play that. Alright, it's a game where both players did nothing for 2 turns. That's pretty nice, right? Oh, wait, hold on, we got something. Never mind. Opponent did something. Tragic. Yeah, well, this is the best this card is going to be. Try to remove Ujin next? What do you mean? I just took Ujin out. Oh, opponent, you're killing me. Self-destruct. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not sure I can... Well, I don't know. Last time we played against it... Well, the game we won against this, we had done something like this. However, now, this time, we don't have a bunch of, like, mana ramp. So... Alright, why do we give VV haste? What is that doing? What is that doing? I don't know why we had to manually tap that. Oh, because it would activate VV for you? My force? Alright, I'm not really sure why they wanted to give this haste and just take themselves off of a land next turn. That's like, I don't know what haste accomplished. I also don't know what slip out the back now instead of on my turn accomplishes. Opponent's playing weird, but I mean, you don't have to play tight. You can do whatever you want because you're playing against Godo. So, more power to you, I guess. Alright. Well, we've played a card. That's pretty cool, I guess. And now we lose. Chandra's not good enough. And this isn't doing anything. Yeah, alright, we can't do anything. We just lost to the weirdest VD line of all time. Because it doesn't matter. I don't believe if I made my deck all commons, I would stop playing against VV. Yeah, VV only works on their turn, but still, I don't know why. Isn't it like a 4-5? Alright, I guess slip out the back makes sense. I don't want it to make sense, but it probably does. But I don't want it to. The One Ring hasn't done much either. Neither have all the sweepers, right? Like I keep saying about this format, and the format keeps proving me right, sweepers are less and less relevant as time goes on, because people are playing strategies that don't require a ton of creatures in play. Because the 2 or 3 creatures you play every game are just so cracked, you don't need 20 creatures or whatever, unless you're like all in on some kind of go wide thing, tokens or something. So maybe these 5-minute sweepers are... The 5-minute sweepers have not helped a single game. That's kind of what I'm getting at. More mana is fine. It seems like I've had too many games in a row where I've had nothing to do the first 2 turns. Even with a boatload of castable cards. That's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. You wouldn't play it? No, I think what you said makes sense. I think I would probably play it. Maybe. Just to dodge a 2-mana deal 5. Because then it would die, right? So, to dodge a 2-minute thing is... It's probably just right. Because you don't have to worry about what I'm doing next turn. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to leave up mana, you just do whatever, so... It makes sense, I think. Splitting Earth is cool. I do be liking Splitting Earth. It's one of my favorite red cards, actually. I like that one. What is Suplex? Suplex a whole train, huh? Oh, it's just it's a sorcerer speed of braid. Did not know this was in the game. Wouldn't help us though. Magda? Kind of want to avoid the creatures that my opponent can interact with. Kind of want to dodge that. I thought about Magda though. Is there a good saga that isn't the new one? This is actually just fine, but it costs 9, and it's not. It doesn't show up by the time like. It doesn't show up in time. I've been a fan of this card, but we don't really utilize the 2 mana it generates. This is also interesting. I do like this one. I think I'm willing to try this one, actually. I like it. I like it. I don't know if a red storm thing with Burgee and all that is really, like, Urabrask. Doesn't feel like that makes sense. Um, it just doesn't feel right. It's probably okay, but like still, none of these are in the command zone, so you're so spaced out between getting them, and you're not really ever gonna get like two. Because I feel like the first one on its own doesn't matter, and I'd want the second one. And then I'm not doing that much unless I have a bunch of. Well, see, I can't even really do that though. Yeah, treasure map is fine. It could take out the 6-mana do nothing genre. Treasure map is fine. Other card draw like Maze Mind's Tome is probably fine as well. Don't ask me what exactly I'm interested in drawing, but Blacksmith Talent? Pay equip cost up front? What? So you spend 4 mana on this, and then you move the equipment for free? So I just cast Godo at 6 mana instead? Oh, but this doesn't work though, right? Doesn't this have to be equip? Doesn't this have to be at the beginning of combat? So like this triggers, but this does too, but it's not on anything? So you have to make sure it stacks it right. You have to make sure it stacks it right. Play this 4 mana, and then go to a 6, and then we don't have to get to 11. Alright. Alright, that's fine. Oop, whoops. Also, I'll be right back. I gotta go drown my sorrows. I'll be a second. Be right back. Everyone stare at the deck. Stare at the deck. Okay. Ooh, no elemental blast? Yes, please. Beacon. What? Oh, why would I do that? If Godo fails, I don't... This doesn't, like, let me recast Godo a second time easier. It sacks itself. It doesn't really work. Oh, yeah. Obelisk is fine. Thran Spider? Yeah, no, I don't want Power Stones. That doesn't... Power Stones don't... I thought I had this in the deck. Shoot. Because I put in the other one. Archive. I thought I had it. Huh. Guess I've been too busy caught up losing. Okay. Cinderstone Smite hasn't done anything. Dealing 2 damage has not accomplished anything in any game we've played yet, huh? We haven't seen any mana. Have we seen mana dorks? Oh, we saw one game with a... I think we saw one game with Llanowar Elves. Like, the early burn spells haven't actually done anything yet. Blitz hasn't done anything. Volcanic hasn't. Actually, ironically, Hell to Pay has done something. Maybe we don't need this dragon anymore. Yeah. Alright, what are we gambling for? What does gamble look like? Turn 4, what is gamble? Worn Power Stone? Fable? Palantir? Staff? What is turn 5 gamble? Not Seer. Mana Rock. Koth. Chandra. I don't think I like gamble. Maybe I do. If you gamble for maybe Blacksmith Talent, it could theoretically shave the mana requirement to go off, like, in half. So, that's pretty upward potential. I mean, it is called Gamble, so why not get a gambling card? Get Gamble. 3-mana deal 3s have also been a little underwhelming. Like, Vivi and Tameo have 3 toughness, and in those scenarios, they're still not good. So maybe the 3-mana deal 3s aren't great. This one hits Planeswalkers. Can't really name artifact and kind of blow up my own stuff. It would, you know, it would be nice to have, like, to just play against more variety, because we've only kind of played against the same 3 things. It would be nice to see other strategies. We haven't really gotten to do anything against other strategies because we haven't seen them. Okay, I'm taking out Sweltering Suns. Alright, let's try that. I feel like the deck is better, but I wouldn't say it's better in a way that impacts the why we've lost. Hasn't really affected our, like, the things causing us to lose haven't really fundamentally changed outside of maybe defense grid. There's another 4-mana Hedron Archive. See, it's Vivi again. Bro, we're playing against the same, like, 4 commanders. What's going on? It's like the same 4 commanders. Like, what is happening? I mean, really nothing we do with Godo matters, even if we completely change the strategy if we're against the same thing every time. Oh, you have an answer for my Ragavan? Your own Ragavan, alright. Look at that, chat. We actually hit someone with a Ragavan. Can you believe it? I'm just running Niv Mizzet. That's nuts. The 3rd mana drain? Yeah, oh yeah. Let's go. Send it. This gambles for an answer to Ragavan. Probably Lightning Bolt. They discarded Unending Whisper. Oh look, it's Lightning Bolt. I don't know what they gambled for. So... here... Buried Treasure? No, I think I'd rather do this. Get rid of that. And then pass. How much... How... Okay. Hear me out. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work unless I have a land. I'd have to have so much go right. It's insane. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. They had to gamble for Lightning Bolt. They had to gamble for Lightning Bolt, chat. They had to. So clearly no additional answer. My hands are off the keyboard. We're just sending it. Helm of the Host would cause me to... Maybe. That would be kind of unbelievable, but sure. I don't think Helm of the Host would cause that. Alright, well they kept the card on top, so... one can only imagine what it is. I mean, we're just all in, though. Like, it's not... We're all in. Alright, well, eventually they'll stop drawing cards. Chat, did we get there? Did we get there? Lightning Bolt's already been cast. Still need a land. Still need a land. Oh, no. Still need a land. How are we not out of stuff? What is going on? Why are they playing Mox Jasper? What? That's not... Okay. Oh, stop having things, please. Stop. Just stop. Get a surveil land. You're clearly out of stuff to do. Bruh. Do you think they'll scoop if I say good game? I didn't draw land. I didn't draw land. Got to be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Well, we would have won if we drew a land, so I guess I'll take it. I'll take it. Would have won if we drew a land. We'll take that. Oh my goodness, it's a new strategy. It only took 2.5 hours. I can't believe we didn't get a land there. That's so upsetting. Oh look, birds on the play. I guess I can beat that? I think. Could be fast enough. Okay, well, that's even more mana. They played 2 mana sources a turn. Probably not fast enough now. Yeah, I don't think we're fast enough anymore. There. Okay, I'm not... In terms of damage, it's fast enough. I could also high roll the key to the archive, which would be nice. That just loses the treasure token. Let's play another land though, so it kind of evens itself out. Alright, the extra turn means this gets to swing sooner, and then that's 4 damage a turn, so I think we're back to not being fast enough. As is tradition. Okay, well, time to find... Alright, I actually found it. It's a bit nuts. I think the entire game is predicated on casting it. I'm not sure much beyond that matters. They didn't copy the 2/2. That's weird. Not much to steal out of my deck except Helm of the Host. What did they get? Enduring Courage. That gives things haste, right? Like forever. Alright, that probably goes back to making this not good enough. Oh, or they just have a counterspell. Yeah. They just have a counterspell as well. That works. Okay. Yep, not fast enough. Well, I got what I wanted, but it was an on-the-play Birds of Paradise game, so it's basically the same thing we've been playing against anyways. Got what we wanted, though. Not Vivi. Man, imagine I had this hand last game, and it could have killed birds. Could you imagine? Oh. Galvanic Blast has not really... 4 or 2. It's whatever. Opponent, you're a green deck. Where are the mana dorks? Come on. I have all the answers for them. What are you doing? Get out of here. I'm killing your mana, one way or another. You can't stop me. Blast Zone? That's peculiar. With one or more counters are put on a creature, put twice that many. Alright. Am I in a position to care about that? No, not really. I don't believe I've ever seen this played. It's usually the hardened scales or the other hardened scales, the new one. The alchemy weird one. Alright, they have a mana dork in the form of this thing. Put 2 counters. So I basically have to kill this. 1, 2, 3, yes, so no Godo this turn. How likely are we to see another turn? They did not play a land? They did not play a land. Okay. I'm gonna kill that. I'm gonna kill that. We do have Metalcraft, so I think waiting a turn is fine. They drew a land for the turn. Mill 3 and make a 1/1. There's nothing that cares about this 1/1. Alright, let's kill that. Create counters. This doesn't fundamentally do anything, correct? Correct. Yep. We're just gonna do a 2-turn cycle here. There's a chance they don't care about my 3/3. I mean, that's possible. Not super likely if they had, you know, if they could have it to say about it. They drew another land for the turn. So, no Archdruid's Charm, please. Okay, does that... What does that do? Okay, that does not work. So we might have it. Protection from blue. Most notably not red. I think we got it. No. The answer they came with is not, it doesn't cut the cake. It's not an answer that works. Yeah, so it actually worked out to do it in the way we did it. We should get there, yeah. Just keep doing it. If they had protection from red, this would not work. Nice. Yep, infinite 3/3s. It gets around any amount of toughness as long as it's not indestructible. And, boop, boop, boop. Cool. Alright. Recognizing when to go for a 2-turn break is pretty substantial. Against a blue-green deck, it's probably as safe as it's going to get. So, love to see mono-green lose. Hey, they had blue, alright? They had blue. I don't think they played any blue cards except the one that tapped my commander. But there's blue in that deck, alright? Blue-green players know that you sometimes play Mana Drain and Brainstorm in your mono-green deck. This is just straight up Thrun. That is just straight up Thrun. Don't have it. No! No! I don't have a kill spell. Alright, it's Utopia Sprawl. I'm not upset anymore. All is good. A lot of green decks have had, like, not these. Okay, well, this is just the old ignore your opponent thing going on. Play that. Do I play treasure map? I can't tap it, so it feels kind of not right. I mean, we just cast Godo and it either works or it doesn't. It's a mono green deck, right? We don't gotta, like, play around and counter spells or anything. Play Obelisk, Staff of Completion, and no real reason to draw, nor proliferate. Knowing me, I'd probably just draw Helm of the Host, so... My opponent's entire hand has been ramp spells. Ramp, 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 ramp. And then perfect answer. Ramp, 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 ramp. Perfect answer for all of your stuff. Okay, you got it. Why not? They blew up their own stuff, which is funny because it doesn't matter. Opponent, we blitzing for the Llanowar Elves? What's going on? What's going on over there? What are you doing over there? Opponent, your name was no response. You weren't supposed to respond to saying hello. Oh, it actually is no mana rod. Alright. They did go to 6. Yarok going to 6 is weird. Honestly, any green strategy having to mulligan is peculiar. Okay, so human kill the mana. That's the name of Timeless Brawl. Aether Channeler? Oh, please bounce the Ornithopter. Oh, right, you can bounce those. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Never mind, chat. Alright, so we can Volcanic Spite. We can Shove Aside. Yeah, we're gonna Shove Aside here. Because I have something else I can do. This actually reset the loyalty of my Chandra. I don't know if this made sense. He just gave me more loyalty. I mean, it was out of play, but it was kind of the only thing I was going to do anyways. I didn't have anything else to do. Okay, so we can cast... Nah, I don't want to do that. Let's start here. Do I cast Godo? I could... It doesn't matter if it dies, right? It kind of does, though. We can probably afford to just cast Hedron Archive. Gamble for a 50-50, but I don't even know what the other card would be. We can probably hold on to Gamble for now. Although, Gamble 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can wait. My opponent didn't do anything, so... Oh, it's that card. Sure. Alright, another thing that bounces Chandra in a way that I can't say I'm terribly concerned about. I could just shuffle away Chandra, maybe we're just beyond it. Can I even... Yeah, I can recast it. That is on the table. Let's just get rid of Gamble. It's likely to mess us up anyways. Buried treasure, it can do better. Okay, so if I play this, I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11... Oh! 7, 8... I win. Cool. Come to find out, all we had to do was not play against Vivi for 6 years. Who knows? Maybe I can misclick. This actually kills pretty quickly because once they don't block anymore, I keep them and then I just make more and more and more and more. Cool. So they were super fixated on stopping Chandra, and I don't know what else they could have done, but that avenue didn't really get there for them. Didn't really get there. Oh, it's Vivi again. Alright, well, we had our fun. Back to this, I guess. It's another hand that doesn't do really anything until maybe it's too late. But I do like these cards, so... I mean, why not keep this? Could have led with colorless card, I guess. That is a gamble. Alright, meta drain number 6. 7? Who knows? Oh, they lost Tail's End. I highly doubt they gambled for that, huh? Not gonna cast Thought Not Seer. I could, but I'm not going to. I could also cast the second side of Strike It Rich. No, that doesn't seem right. I mean, it's gotta be Mana Drain, right? It has to be, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Just sit here and stare at him? I can't do that. Okay, they have Slip Out, Curiosity, Wash Away. I could take the Counterspell and lose to the One Ring. Nothing feels great. I'll take the Counterspell. I feel like that's probably the most productive I can be. But the One Ring is a problem, for sure. There's currently no answer in hand to me just windmill slamming Godo. So, I guess I'm just gonna windmill slam Godo. And pass. Alright, you need a specific thing. They read Helm of the Host. Maybe they're not aware of what I can do. Looks like maybe they're not aware of what I can do. Chat, did we do it? Oh, did we do it? No, they can slip out the back my own commander. But that's fine. That's totally fine. Yeah, just make them do that. Yeah, that's totally fine. They have to do that, right? So. swing. Alright. There is nothing else to do. Pass. This is phased out until my turn, so they have to have interaction on my my turn. Okay. We win. We did it. Chat, we did it. Alright, opponent's in the denial phase. Love to see it. Let's go ahead and not swing with those. Get schmieded. Yep, took the wash away with Thought Not Seer, and they had nothing else. This deck doesn't run a ton of, like, burn spells to kill creatures, so casting it for 6 is viable. But, again, there's a wall of counter spells that you still have to dance between. They almost had a combo win with Curiosity. If they were more aware of what I was capable of, which who knows, maybe they were, it's probably right to tap the One Ring and then cast this, because you're just, like, looking for an answer to this. But it was phased out, because they phased it out, so it actually is even harder to deal with. And it's a 4-4, not 3-3. So, yeah. I still want a game with Defense Grid in it, and also have it matter. That's just straight up Sulkanar. I have never played against Sulkanar in my life. A bit intimidating. Could be a complete nightmare as well. I mean, it's just Grixis stuff, so... That's not Mana Drain. Chat, it's not Mana Drain. I'm gonna Thought Not Seer. It's Dumpster Tier? Is it really? Should probably take the Fable, because my opponent's hand has, like, not really much going on. Could have taken the Phyrexian Arena as well. Kind of okay with them playing that. Yeah, I think I'm okay with them playing that. So, let's play you, play you, play you. Blitz is actually at 0 still, kind of tragic. Is this Dumpster Tier? I mean, it's just playing the best Grixis cards. Like, do you really need... People already play, like, 7-mana Nicol Bolas. In a lot of games it doesn't matter, so I don't know if I care. Like, I feel like this is fine as a commander. So, we don't know of a counterspell, and we're not blown out if they have a counterspell. So I'm going to cast this. I think I'm also going to cast my commander. They could have a removal spell, and I would wish I had plus this. Yeah, there's no incentive to do this post-combat. Let's just do it now. I will say not a single opponent has killed my Helm of the Host. I did give them the option to, though. But I couldn't do anything about it anyways, Prismari Command. Nothing I can do about that. I don't know, we're trying to get a tempo thing going here. I would imagine you play this just to have a terrible matchup. Like, matchups. Because you're just playing, you know, Nicol Bolas. Although I will say this is weird. File is strange. Alright, so they do correctly identify what Helm of the Host is capable of. Phyrexian Arena is a damage thing that's happening, though. I don't know how much life gain there is. Arena could kill them. This is the first opponent that's blown up the Helm of the Host. Wow, they went straight into it. Look at that. Okay, I don't know what that's about. So let's do 1, 2. It's not enough. So Galvanic Blast. Again, not enough. I think I have to double target that. So 4... Yeah, we have to double target that. Which is sad, but... Galvanic Blast actually has a really solid chance of killing my opponent here, which is why I cast it. Which I did not cast it, I mean. I did play my only third artifact, though. This might have been incorrect. Oh. Okay. Interesting. They drew another land. Oh, the Phyrexian Arena, of course, they're going to hit lands, but... So, I did remove my artifact. Well, they could have killed it, actually. Oh, no, they gave me an artifact! They gave me an artifact. Alright, so we got there. Look at that. Look at that, chat. Who needs Godo? I actually just full stop dealt 25 damage. Just sent it. Yeah, look at that. Cool. I love how Thought-Knot Seer is just actually really annoying. I read the changelog for the hotfix update today, and it was like they moved one set to timeless and fixed some kind of artist name bug or something. Two gift offering combos? Huh? What does that have to do with the Sulkanar? This is a weird hand. This doesn't seem productive. I don't think I like that. This is also a weird hand. I don't really like it, but you know what? I'm not going to 6. Yeah, it's a little tiny, small baby download. It took me like 20 seconds. Yep. Probably gonna get Cavern of Souls. I don't think much else is too relevant here. Psychic Frog. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, chat. Bad news bears. Actually, everything is really bad here. Alright, just playing messages. This is probably the best 2-drop in the Garuda. One would argue. I kind of want to land... I don't know, I'm just gonna... They're gonna mill anyways, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna send it. Well, I would have really appreciated that card, like, a lot. Well, actually, no. Psychic Frog I can't kill Psychic Frog with damage. That's the entire thing. Right. Never mind. So there's... Okay. Sure. No counter spells, but, I mean, it's that, so of course that would make sense. We could force out them to discard a ton of stuff, but I'd rather just Thought-Knot Seer. Mana Drain, Spark Double. Yeah, let's take the Mana Drain. I think that makes sense. Spark Double. Yeah. Both of these are okay. Buried Treasure is... meh. I don't even know if we can, like, actually run Palantir, because we can potentially mill Helm. But you can always put it to the bottom with it, right? And if they choose mill and it hits them, there's a chance they just die. So, yeah, they're not too likely to mill spam. I think this is worth it. Well, that is a God tier draw. That is a God tier draw right there. Still not as good as Psychic Frog, but nothing I can do about it. Currently no removal, but I can't cast Godo, so... they can't save Psychic Frog, and I would imagine hosing the board is a good idea, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm fully aware I could have played Iron Crag first, but I didn't, because I wasn't fully aware of it. So I'm going to cast that now. Let's mill... a land is fine. If for some reason they don't mill again. Probably should have put it to the bottom just to try to hit non-lands, because I don't expect them to let me draw. I don't know, it's random enough. I feel like I'm running out of time real quick. Real quick here. They did not play a land. Could they have played a land and didn't? I'm a bit confused. Let's play Iron Crag. Probably blow up the Midnight Clock, although I can't say I care too much currently. They almost died, but notably they did not die. Yeah, we're gonna blow that up. I don't like what that's doing. Unfortunately, we didn't surprise one-shot them, so now they're just gonna let me draw 2 a turn. Oh, they hit a clone. Look at that. Oh, they hit a clone. Look at that. They did not take the clone. They took a discard spell. Oh, they hit a clone. Can't tell. Hit a clone, yep. Alright, they've hit 1 clone each 4 perfectly. Okay, they didn't that time. Probably too late to play the game, but there's always that minute pseudo chance that I get there. I don't know how, but it's possible. Chandra doesn't change anything, so I'm going to put those to the bottom. Maybe I'll find something else. Does this go face? Nope. Okay, I think we're not dead to damage, but they're pretty efficient at, like, just milling you out, so I don't know, we'll see. Okay. I don't think I can win now. I don't think I can win. I can't find a top deck that kills my opponent. It's they hit the perfect clones and then like the perfect removal right when they needed it. It's kind of funny. Doesn't matter, but the removal was good. Like they hit the did they hit it right when they needed it? It was the first and only one too. Yep, of course it was. Right when they needed it, they milled this instead of a clone. Isn't that fascinating, chat? Aren't we amazed at the power level of my opponent? Okay, so yeah, we're just dead. The only thing that matters is if my opponent randomly misclicks and they're not dead, but... They're at 5, so I can't find Lightning Bolt. Yeah. It was perfect clone, perfect clone, perfect clone. Perfect removal spell, right when you need it. And this is a turn 2 Psychic Frog deck, too, by the way. They just had that the entire early game, right? Until it was no longer necessary, then they didn't need it anymore. That was probably the best I have ever seen Garuda. When it comes to, like, card sequence. It just had, like, you know, the best possible flips. Like, every mill was only one clone exactly, as well, because you can't get two of them. They only exactly milled one each time. It was extremely ideal for them. It was very, very, very perfect. Very near perfect. I think maybe turn 1 Thoughtseize would have been even better, actually. Could they have turn 1 Thoughtseized? I can't, for some reason, remember. What did they do turn 1? Actually, I don't think they did anything turn 1. Yeah, alright. So turn 1 Thoughtseize would have made it like... you had the best turn every turn. I think that's almost as close as to you can ask for. Very good. There are enough clones now to, like, consistently do the thing. I'll say. Oh yeah, it has no odd cost. Right, you can't Thoughtseize. I'm an idiot. You're right. And potato. Unfortunately, this is in our hand, but fortunately it doesn't matter, because I couldn't cast this next turn anyways. I'm so burnt out at playing against Vivi. I'm so burnt out of it. Nope. I'm so burnt out at playing against this. It's funny, too, because our deck has, like, the least amount of answers across, like, the entire range of, like, things in Historic Brawl. Like, Mono Red just struggles to deal with it. But all the other cards and decks and colors are pretty, like, whatever about it. Firemind's Vessel. Not too ideal. Let's look for... There's basically nothing. Yeah, and I'm just saying today, not in general. I do not care about playing against Vivi. Most of the games I play against it, when I'm playing a deck that I think is actually, like, good, it's not a big deal at all. I don't care about it. But I'm saying today, every other deck has been Vivi. Which has led me to basically not be able to play the game, so... not likely to find anything I need. So, this is probably just lights out. I can't kill... Oh, wait, does that help? That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good. You're burnt out on it after 2 days? Yuriko is probably a little bit more egregious. I'll give you that. I think Yuriko's definitely a bit more egregious. I would kind of feel like that's a valid vibe. I'm going to blow up the treasure token. Because maybe my opponent has a 3-mana counterspell, and that's what causes me to win or lose. The One Ring. Is that threatening enough to my opponent? I don't know. Koth for a ton of stuff. Does this work? It does? Okay. Let's kill Vivi. It looks like there genuinely, full stop, was a 3-mana counterspell, and they didn't have a... It still could be Wash Away, though, right? So, it doesn't... I don't know. Could have went for it. Could have went for it. I just didn't. Maybe I had to go for it. I don't know. Discarded Finale of Revelation. That is a bit interesting. They've scryed on top of a zillion times. Okay, that just resolved. Do I tap it? I would say so. I don't have enough mana to cast Godo twice. $11. Oh, they finally scryed on the bottom. No way. Defense Grid. Don't know how fundamentally different that changes things, but it's probably one of my quote-unquote better draws. Wall of Counterspells inbound. Oh look, it's Mana Drain chat. No way. Fun. Everything that we did before that turn was fun and relevant. Love Mana Drain. Exile Cavern? What? How did they exile stuff? Oh, from Ragavan? I didn't see. I actually didn't even look at what Ragavan exiles. Did it? That's funny. That is funny. Ooh, Chromok's not looking too exciting right here. What the heck is this? Whenever land you control enters, put a counter on this creature. What? Okay. Well, as much as I like losing, let's not lose, shall we? Well, you need a fight effect, and you need it right now. Oh, chat, they didn't have it. We win. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Okay, I've kind of had my fill of this, so I'm all set. I'm good. I think the latter half, we had made arguably some pretty substantial changes since we started, and I think it did get better. Like, Defense Grid was a good idea, and some of these cards really mattered. I don't think those cards, while they do push you in the right direction for this combo, are good enough to let you play it. But this is an interesting deck, right? It's not possible to expect this to win most games, right? And that's okay. That's fine. I think it's pretty obvious going in that this isn't going to play against most things too well. This card is really, it's from an old set. It was like Kamigawa. It's an old card. It's a 3/3. There's infinite answers to 3 toughness creatures, like just outside of creatures in general. There's infinite answers to creatures, but even more so from 6 mana 3/3s that essentially do nothing when they get played. Mithril Plate equipping itself onto this, if I did that every single game or something and didn't go for Helm of the Host, doesn't really change anything. Having an indestructible 3/3 doesn't push you past the finish line against basically any strategy. So if you think you have to get that first, it just doesn't do anything, right? Mithril Plate doesn't really do anything. I wouldn't advise that. So other than Mithril Plate, I did pit us against Vivi more than I thought was even humanly possible. I think it was almost every other game I played today was against Vivi. I'd say about 45% of the games I played were against Vivi. And I don't think Vivi is particularly intimidating, right? It's like a slow blue-red control thing that has like a ever-increasing, kind of like Niv Mizzet, right? Niv Mizzet. Ever-increasing threat in the command zone or whatever. But this deck specifically doesn't come prepared to deal with Vivi, right? You can play all the lightning bolts in the world. Not the best, really, at dealing with what Vivi's bringing to the table. Mono Red's just in general not dealing with it too well. Even if you do kill Vivi, they can just spam counter spells. So we did get... I don't know how unlucky that is. I don't know. I mean, if they just think you should play against Vivis and Tamios all day, then this goes from bad to, like, completely unplayable. But when I was not playing against Vivi and Mana Drain decks all day, it was fine, right? It was about where I thought it would be, barring a wall of counter spells. This is kind of just okay. I wouldn't say it's this thing your opponent is scared of if they're prepared for it, and it's pretty easy to be prepared for it. So you can catch people off guard. If people don't know what you're doing, you play Godo and you get Helm and they're like, what does that do? I don't get it. And then you put it here and you start swinging with the 3-3. They're like, what's the point of all this? And they keep blocking the 3-3 until they realize they don't have infinite toughness. And eventually I'll do enough damage to kill them. So that is possible. There are cases where you can put yourself in this infinite loop where you're swinging with a 3-3 into Ulamog, and your opponent keeps blocking it, and you can't win, but there's no reason for you to stop doing it until the game force draws you, and you force a draw. It either forces a draw, or it causes the rope. You start to rope out because you're not making a new game action, and the game's like, oh, you're doing the same thing over and over. We're going to just force the rope on you. One of the two things happens. We didn't see it today, but honestly, if your opponent has Ulamog, they probably just exiled Gilgamesh or your lands, and you didn't get to do this anyways. An interesting card that did sort of help sometimes. I wouldn't say a lot, but this is super helpful. It didn't start in the deck. This just lets you get Gilgamesh in play, and then you just go, right? You just put this in play, you level it up, and then you cast Godo at 6, and then you don't need 11 mana, quote-unquote, to do everything in the same turn cycle, which is what you really would like to do, but I would say it's not realistic. So a lot of the games, just casting this at 6 mana and then moving the equipment onto it the next turn was a better idea, especially against decks like Mono Green, where they're probably not going to kill Godo, barring Archdruid's Charm or something. Like Tifa probably isn't going to kill this super consistently. And then you just do it the next turn, just put the equipment over. So Mirror Shield, that's the same exact thing as Mithril Plate. It's the same thing. It's actually worse than Mithril Plate, because Mithril Plate, when it enters with this, you get to equip immediately. You don't have to spend 2 mana on Mirror Shield. Someone in chat just asked for Mirror Shield. Yeah, it's the same issue. I don't know. I feel like I've said it a few times over the stream today. If you get Mithril Plate, you did not get Helm of the Host. So you have a 3/3 indestructible, and if this sits here, or let's say it's hexproof. You have a 3/5 hexproof creature. Your opponent can now not kill Gilgamesh for you, and now you have no access to Helm of the Host because this has hexproof, and your opponent cannot kill it, right? So it doesn't. It's the same issue. The boots, Swiftfoot boots, it's the same thing. You put Swiftfoot boots here, your opponent doesn't kill it anymore because they can't, because it has hexproof, and you want it to die. You could block with it so it dies, but then why did you ever get the boots? You just blocked with the thing you put the boots on. It doesn't make any sense. So giving this hexproof doesn't make any sense. Initially, I had Arena of Glory in here thinking I needed to give this haste for the combo, because personally I've never actually seen the combo. Every time someone's put Helm of the Host on Godo, whether it's on paper or I've watched it on YouTube or whatever, Cockatrice or Magic Online playing Commander, every time someone put equipment on Godo, everyone concedes because no one has an answer to it. So I've actually never seen Godo do the thing, like, visually. So I thought Godo needed to have the ability to swing itself. It doesn't. Just the token is the thing that's swinging. I did not know that, so... And it would make sense, too. I never really pieced that together in my head. The first game we played, the very first game we played, I thought we needed to give Godo haste, and we didn't. It was against Ujin, so I had it. I just didn't know I had it, so I just passed the turn and lost. I wasn't aware. So yeah, you don't... Godo doesn't need haste. Just for the Swiftfoot Boots haste argument in Arena of Glory, it doesn't actually matter. The sweepers ended up coming out, or a vast majority of them. I think I kept some... Well, at least I kept Storm's Wrath. But yeah, the board wipes, like the 3-mana deal 3s, the 5-mana deal 5s. There are a boatload of decks that... I mean, I think I repeat myself on this point as well, and it's happening more and more. There's more and more decks that care less and less about you sweeping the board, right? This is teetering. This format teeters on the edge of Legacy and Timeless, where you're not playing 12 creatures. You're playing like 3 or 4 extremely powerful ones. And yeah, you can kill them with a sweeper, but it's easier and easier and easier to just rebuild after a sweeper. Like, you don't just win the game with a board wipe like you might have used to done in the past, right? There are still strategies that do lose to a sweeper, but there's less and less, and those strategies are more and more resilient to them anyways. Spot removal for mana dorks and other creatures, even the go wide strategies, in my opinion, is way more efficient and useful, so I would go that route. Birds of Paradise is just more threatening than, like, your opponent having 3 3/3s or 4 4/4s or something. Like, Birds of Paradise is the reason they got to that point anyways, or something even stronger than 3 3/3s on turn 3 or whatever. So dealing with those things to me is just way more effective. Ragavan was just in here because I needed to play basically the best of the best to have a chance, and we did actually have, I think, 1 or 2. It might have... No, I think it was just 1. I think there was only a single game where I actually got Ragavan to hit my opponent, and I don't know if I won that game. I can't remember. I don't know. I had one game where it was in play and it did something, and I don't know if I won it. But that's, you know, that's just the nature of this card, right? It is not Birds of Paradise anymore. It was probably when it first came out, not anymore. In the command zone, it's probably egregious. Like, that's probably why it's in Tier 1. I can see this being egregious, but even still, I think the Tier 1, like, Hell Q enjoyers probably are always excited to see Ragavan, because it's not as scary as it used to be. There's just so much resilience, especially if you're playing the best of the best. Then you're like, oh, you know, have your Ragavan. I'm playing Scythus, I don't care. But anyways, Mox Amber... quote-unquote, could shave down a turn you go for it in the all-at-once window with 11 mana. Like, oh, I have 10 lands in play, I play Mox Amber for the 11th mana source, and that mana only matters the turn you go for it, but we don't have another way to tap it. Realistically. I mean, we have Chandra Koth. Ragavan's not, I'd say, realistic. So, I don't really like Mox Amber. Chromox was nice, though. Brass's Bounty was actually really nice for going... in on the same turn. Like, this was huge. I'm a big fan of this. I only got to put this into play once. In that game I did do it, my opponent exiled it. They didn't destroy it. They had the perfect answer for this. It was like their last card, and then I think the next turn they top decked a destroy spell for this, and then I lost. I think that's what happened that game. So, like, okay, I guess, but most people aren't really gonna exile more than they're going to destroy, right? Most of the exile is in white, basically all of it. Bounce spells are a thing, but they're not super, super common. right? The Cyclonic Rift, there's some bounce spells. We played against a Yorok player, had a bunch of bounce spells, but yeah, I think this is still worth it. I think this is more than worth it. This card is very scary, super scary. Like, your opponent really, really does not want it to die, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to find a window to let it die in combat. And if not, you could just stare at your opponent with it, and it's just ways to get this to work, right? So I like it. Fire Crystal, it's just a mana rock. I can't say that the activation on this was ever relevant, but I do like it. This has a chance of doing random things. I did like that. I'm a fan of mono red decks that play like a bunch of mana rocks. I think this is just satisfying, like big red decks, quote unquote. But this wasn't really that big, right? It's a lot of 4s, which in today's timeless brawl meta, a lot of 4s in your deck is essentially a big red deck. But the Ujin and Ulamog and other stuff I had in and out of here, we just never came up. I have all this mana, but Ujin just never really felt like it was gonna be useful in any game I was playing. So, same with Ujin, just casting it never felt like it was gonna turn the tides of the issue, right? Like, oh, I have this thing I'm ramping into, but I can't get to it by the time it interacts meaningfully. So, you played on turn 7, turn 6, maybe, Ujin. By that time, if that's really the biggest thing you've done to impact your opponent, it's pretty easy to beat that, right? And all the stuff you did up to that point, if you weren't interacting with your opponent too well, was kind of not great. A lot of combo decks have resilience, right? So, I mean, thus, a lot of combo decks are blue or black, right? Mono red combo is leaves a lot to be desired. That's why you see stuff like Urabrask and Burgi get upfront immediate value, because if they don't do that, you're not casting it probably, and you're just trying to find a window to cast it, where Gilgamesh or Godo doesn't really get away with doing that. So it's definitely the worst of the mono red combo bunch. But it does play a unique deck, I guess. To some degree. To some degree it does. If you want to play this, I wouldn't recommend Helm of the Host combo. I would you would probably still put this in your deck, but probably play more equipment and more creatures to just equip them onto. I don't really think that is very good at all. Like, that as a Godo strategy to me is just worse than this, but maybe it isn't. Okay, maybe it just can't be worse, right? It's hard to say if this is like the slowest, most telegraphed thing you could do in probably the weakest color to do it in. All right, green would love this. Blue would blue probably wouldn't find this too exciting, but blue has like completely backbreaking cards. There's like Mana Drain, bounce spells, counter spells, mass bounce spells, yeah, or Frogifies. Okay, yeah, blue probably is, yeah, okay, never mind. Black, I don't know if it's better if it was white. If this was mono white and did the same exact thing, it would probably still be better. You have more efficient sweepers, more efficient removal, Mana Tithe, Reprieve, protection spells even, actually. You could go in that direction. Yeah, okay. I think red is probably the worst color to have this specific combo. In that, I mean, the most telegraphed combo possible out of a 6-mana 3/3. But yeah, it's not... I think we got completely pummeled by... Was it Thrun? Someone had like a 5-mana 5/5 in their command zone, and we... In mono green, they're just faster than what we're doing, and they just play it, and then they can beat you to death before you get to do your thing. So, yeah, I don't know, going back to playing a deck with more equipment and creatures, I don't know if that would actually be better. I thought it would at first and a second there, and now I'm thinking about it. I don't think that shores up any issues we had. If I had 55 creatures and 55 equipment, and they were all just in play and I'm moving equipment around, and I don't see that as better than this, but it can't be worse because this is so rough. This is really rough. Yeah, this is rough. If you want to play this kind of thing, I would recommend not doing that. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Just a win? You're not sure what the problem is? Well, you know, I don't know what the problem is either. This was not winning. This is not winning. But it sucks it put me against the same 2 opponents for 3 hours. I mean, it put me against some of the worst matchups for such a long time. I mean, maybe just that many people are just playing Vivi. It could be the case. Everyone's just trying to play Vivi, so yeah. Alright. Is what it is.